Hi, Cosmic Sloth here. This is the first video in a series I'm doing on the Cyberpunk Red tabletop RPG. Um, so, without getting too much into the weeds of a life story or anything, I started on tabletop RPG, started with D&D 5e several years ago. Just fell in love with the sort of game of the TTRPG world. Started to branch out a little bit, and I played the Cyberpunk 2077 video game, which led me to the Cyberpunk 2020 rules. And then I discovered Cyberpunk Red, and that is the one I really like sort of sunk my teeth into, and I got really into, and sort of just fell in love with the world, as weird as that may seem with it being a dark future and everything, but um, really just kind of fell in love with the world and the game, and it's a game that I'm really passionate about and that I enjoy quite a bit. So I just thought I'd see if I can help spread the word to as many people as possible, just because it's a great game, a great company that makes it, and yeah, so I thought I'd dip my toes in, throw my hat in the ring for the Cyberpunk Red kind of content here. And so I thought I would start by making a video series kind of talking about some of the DLC that they've released over the years. Artel the company that kind of makes the game, has been kind enough to release free monthly DLCs for a long time now. And so they've added in just, a ton of new systems and items and NPCs and missions and just a whole bunch of really cool stuff that we can add into our games and play around with. And I just think that's really cool. And I thought I'd like highlight that a little bit. So Cyberpunk Red is a TTRPG that takes place in the Cyberpunk universe. Takes place in 2045, about 25 years after the bombs dropped in 2020, thanks to Silverhand and company. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to just take a look at some of their DLC. So if you go to the Artel website and go to the downloadable content page, you'll find that they have all of their DLC to date on this page, formatted into these helpful little blocks. So you have Cyberpunk Red, you have your character sheets, you have FAQs and conversion guides, you have gameplay guides and ideas, new weapons and gear, which is a big chunk of content, so that's really cool. They have pre-gen NPCs, new systems and rules, which has a lot of really cool stuff. Scream sheets and missions, locations, offlines online, and supplemental bonus content. They also have DLCs for some of their other games that they've worked on, but I'm going to be mainly focused on the Cyberpunk Red sort of stuff. And so I thought we'd start with a couple of things that are actually not on this page specifically. So if you go to the downloadable content drop-down menu, and then the drop-down menu here, you'll see that there is a night market index and a Cyberpunk Red checklist. And what these two documents are living documents. So what that means is that they are pages that they update regularly, like pretty much every time that they release new DLCs for the game, they update these two documents. And so what the red checklist is a page where you can see all of the products, the DLCs, missions that they've released to date. And then they also have a Cyberpunk Red checklist. So they have basically what they go over in these three chunks, but without any like flavor text or anything like that. Just straight up lists that you can check off what you have, what you need. So it's a great way to keep track of what you need to still get your hands on, or what really interests you. They also have like whether it's physical, digital, or if it's a print on demand, which is really cool. Um, so they have, like I said, their products, the different books, different data packs. They have the Game Master screen. They have all of the interface reds on here, 1 through 5 so far. any of the like bigger DLC books here, like Black Chrome, Danger Gal Dossier, etc. And then they also have the specific DLCs here, which we'll go into in later videos. But yeah, this is just a really cool resource for keeping track of all of their stuff because they have released a ton of stuff. Like I said, they've been releasing free monthly DLCs for like years now, so they've built up quite a list of extra stuff for the game, which is really awesome. And then the second living document is the Night Market Index, which is basically a list of all the gear that they've released. So um, they have the night market, you have this little artwork here, you have the legend here, and a little picture of Molly, pretty cool fixer. They have pretty much all of their different DLCs and books that they've released that actually do add in different gear and stuff that would kind of be relevant in this document. So they have the name of it, and then they have the abbreviations for each thing. And that's kind of what you want to take a look at and keep track of, because when you get into the index itself, that's what you're going to be looking at for reference. So into the index itself, you see on the right side here, you have weapons, ammo, attachments, armor, gear, cyberware, fashion, vehicles, net stuff, lifestyle and housing, entertainment and services, Elflines Online, and then items by company. And then I'm in present mode right now, but if you go out of it, you can click to kind of just make your way through each page. That's really useful. So as you can see in the like weapons, you have medium pistols, heavy pistols, very heavy pistols, SMGs, heavy SMGs, and then so on and so forth. And it pretty much goes on like that for everything they've added in. So what this is they have the name, the cost, and then the source where you find any additional information. So they don't actually have any like specifics on this page because a lot of this stuff comes from like paid extra books like Black Chrome, Danger Gal Dossier, the Interface Reds, that sort of thing. So they don't want to, just put all that stuff out for free, but they do want to kind of catalog everything into an easy to reference single document. So it's pretty cool. Definitely a good resource for like GMs and players too, but definitely mainly for GMs, I would say. So yeah, just quick reference so you can find a name, you can find what the item would normally cost, and then the actual source for where you need to, where you would find any like the specific information on the item or the weapon or whatever else they have on there. So it is just a really cool thing that they put together. So I think that is those two documents are very useful resources just for keeping track of the many, many things they've added in. I think that is just a really cool thing that they've added in. Yeah, so this is just the first video, and then the next one we'll be kind of diving into some of these specific DLCs here. But yeah, thank you for watching and hope you tune in for the next videos. Yes.